Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming officially to Tom Smith Court for the first time, Coach Tom Smith.
Thank you. This is not going to be easy, believe me. I have to tell one thing quickly, one quick story, and then I want to thank a lot of people. Obviously, the night that I was hired, the first day I was here, and Dr. Murphy took me out to dinner after I was named the head basketball coach here. On the 10 o'clock news on KQ-TV, the lead story was Missouri Western hires losing coach. Then the next day, I got in my office, and I got a Griffin News, and in the Griffin News was a letter from a student who had come to all the games, and in the letter, he said, once again, Missouri Western misses the boat by hiring a losing coach. So that was my first day and a half here. And since then, it's gotten a lot better. I will tell you this. This has been the greatest community I could possibly ever have coached in. And I'll tell you why. It's a great basketball community. It's a great athletic community, but it's a great basketball community. And I knew it from day one. I knew it from what Brett said after my first season with a bunch of ragtag guys, before we were in the MIAA, with a bunch of ragtag guys that were probably one of my favorite teams ever. And I knew that I had done the right thing to come to this community and make it my home for now over 30 years. I want to thank a lot of people, but mostly I want to thank my entire family for being here. And if you guys would all stand up, please. I will always want to thank the administrations. And let me tell you something. I was lucky enough to win 600 games, but I was a lot luckier to make it through 3 presidents and 6 ADs. That might have been the biggest accomplishment of all. I want to thank all the fans. Because when I was here and I roamed those sidelines, and I know I never said a bad word, you all know that. And I roamed those sidelines, the support here was unbelievable. There were nights that we had the entire place packed, as Steve Boer pointed out in an article earlier this month, I guess. And we had some of the greatest crowds ever. And I thank all you fans. I want you to know that it is so special for me to be able to walk into a store in this town and still be the coach. It's wonderful. There's a guy, well, I was fortunate enough, you don't win games by yourself. I never won a game. I came here from Valparaiso where I learned I didn't have all the answers. But when I got here, I was surrounded by some really, really great people. And one of them is here tonight. And he was on the other team's bench as an assistant coach. But Mike Nicholson was one of the greatest assistant coaches any man could ask for. And not only because he recruited great players, but because he was the most loyal person I could ever have around me. Finally, two things. One, I have a special little group of guys here in my retirement. I guess I couldn't leave basketball alone, and Cy Musser is the coach at Central High School, and I called him and I begged him to let me come and be his assistant coach. Cy played for me, not very much, by the way. No, Cy played for me, and I asked him if I could come and help, and he said, yes, I'd be more than happy to have you as long as you watch your language. And I want to tell you that I was always a little worried, so all you guys from Central that are here, I was a little worried as to whether I could actually relate to the high school kids after having all the JUCO kids and transfers I had over the years. And believe me, I think I've done it okay, and I've got a bunch of them that really do get me, and I appreciate that. The final thing for me is to my players. I love every one of you. I never shot a basket. I never made a basket here. And I would not have been able to do what I did without the great players I had. And every one of them needed me, and I needed every one of them. And they were so special in my life. I wish I could share the messages I've gotten from the kids that I coached and what they've done with their lives since they left, because it really, really is a touching deal, and it makes me feel really, really good. I feel, I said this morning to my wife, I feel like George Bailey. I don't know what it would have been if I hadn't been here. And finally, so to all you guys, you won the games, okay? I was just lucky to walk up and down the sidelines and say something to you once in a while that you didn't pay any attention to. And finally, to my wife, Patsy, who not very many people realize that for a number of years was second in command here as a senior associate athletic director in charge of all the finances. So obviously I was well behaved at home so I could have my share of the money, I guess. But to her, she's standing over there. Patsy, raise your hand. All right. The naming of the court is a very special thing. Not very many coaches ever get this in their entire life, and I have it. And right now, to all the people, fans, players, family, everything, my wife, to the Central Missouri people where I started and had, the best available start I could possibly ask for. In the words of Lou Gehrig, today, I'm the luckiest man in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Coach Tom Smith. Congratulations on this elite honor. Fans, we invite you to join us on court immediately following the game for a reception to honor Coach Smith. All are invited to attend.
Right here on the Griffin Sports Network.